So Aries, let's see what's going on for you for May. Looks like we have you opening up the month with Three of Wands. So Three of Wands is a card that is the visionary card. And Three of Wands is it's a fire card. So it has enthusiasm, motivation, it's got that spark of energy. It's almost like an idea. I call it the visionary card because it depicts someone who's looking out on their empire or even just out on a boundless, open, vast expanse and envisioning what they would like to create, like what their empire is going to be. What do they want to build? 3 is an inherently creative number. It's also expressive, so it's expressing your vision. It is even just expressing to yourself what your innermost vision or desires are. So I'm going to encourage you, Aries, at the beginning of May to start dreaming your dream and envisioning what it is that you would like to create beginning this month. So it's a great time. Also pay attention to your dreams. Good card for visioning, even if it's daydreaming. It can give you some good insights to what it is that you'd like to create. You're going to have to be patient and employ some patience with this because it's not going to come to you right away is what this card is telling me. This is 7 of coins. This is the farmer card. And this card depicts a man who is tending his crops. These are all coins. So coins represent earth. They represent money, values, things that are tangible, assets. And they're all part of these plants that are ripening and sweetening. And it's a moment, 7 of coins is a moment of reassessment, of consideration, of sort of just taking a step back. You can see he's just with his hoe in the tarot, in the Rider-Waite tarot. I can't talk today. It shows a farmer that's leaning on his staff, leaning on his hoe. So he's taking a moment from his gardening, from tending to his crops, and considering, when's the best time to harvest? Do I need to assess or reconsider the types of crop that I'm planting? It's a time to assess whether you're happy with the results that you're getting, or what types of things you want to plant, what seeds you want to sow so that you end up with the harvest that you want. And it's often, I hear of the 7 of coins as a millionaire's card too. So like John D. Rockefeller, for example, his birth card is 7 of coins. Same with John Travolta. There's a lot of Mary Kay, for example. There's able to be a collection of, this is money growing on trees, literally. So consider that too. What do you want to plant? What, especially in tandem with this empire, visionary card, what do you want to plant? What do you want to harvest? And are you willing to take the time to let things sweeten? Are you willing to take the time to let things grow? And another lesson for 7 of coins is to replant seeds from your crops. So it means reinvestment of money and time and energy. With a farmer, they're always collecting harvest, but it's because they take the time to replant the seeds from the plants that they get. So take time to dream what you want. Think about, reassess, is this the harvest that I want to reap? Are these the rewards that I want to be gathering? And continuing to, replant those crops. And am I patient enough to watch things develop to sweeten on the vine? When grapes are picked too soon, they can be sour. This is another card of having the lesson of learning to take time with things, having patience. There seems to be a waiting period in May, but it's a dreaming, assessing, and, planning the garden that you want to collect from. Or if you already have something that's producing money for you, producing assets, producing value, or that's in line with your values, it may be a time for reassessment, dreaming what your next step is going to be. So that's kind of exciting, Aries. You guys are fire signs anyway, so it could be a time for enthusiasm and motivation regarding the seeds that you're planting. I do see that there may be an earth sign that is not necessarily helpful to you at this time. Jack of coins is a salesman. And so it may be that there's a marketing strategy that's presented to you that is not not serving you. Or this could be an earth sign person, so Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Jack of Coins is the same birth card as the United States, so it drives a hard bargain. It can kind of be, it's definitely good for sales, but in the reverse position, it's telling me that there may be something regarding sales or enthusiasm about money that's hampered right now, or not to be gung-ho about where you're putting your money. It's again saying a little bit of patience might be required. And if you're employing a salesperson, or if you're like, being presented with a sales pitch, like buy this new phone or whatever it is, look twice at that, because Jack of Coins is, he drives a hard bargain. He always considers the bottom line of things. You might want to reassess your plan too, because Seven of Coins is card of reassessment, and Knight of Coins is planning of money. Planning how your money is going to go. So like, for example, Knight of Coins could be the layout of how the garden is planted. So where you're going to invest your money. I'm seeing that you may want to revise your business plan if you're an entrepreneur or if you own a business. Reassess your budget right now. It's not necessarily producing the best. I'm seeing Knight of Coins looking at Seven of Coins here and saying, I'm not sure if this plan is yielding the fruit that we want. Even if you're just an individual or, part of a family, see if your individual budget or your family budget is working for you. That might be time to invest something in something that can grow over time. Because maybe your current one isn't working for you. Either that or the earth sign person who may be involved, again, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, is not necessarily presenting you with the best sale, with the best sales pitch, with the best marketing, with the best opportunity right now. And I see Five of Swords. This is picking up the pieces. So this card is about, it's actually about ideas, and swords represent the mental element. They represent, in this case, collecting spoils or rewards after some sort of battle has happened, or after the sun has set on some endeavor. Usually it's some sort of difficulty, but it's sort of like lessons learned. I always see this card as collecting what you can from the conflict that happened. So you may have just been involved in some sort of money deal with an earth sign person. Jacks often represent a younger, more reckless person. Sometimes this can be like a young son squandering money in the reverse position like this, or a young man who, runs off with the money. But this is sort of like lesson learned. Collect experience. These swords represent ideas, knowledge, truths that you're collecting from the battlefield after everything has happened. So maybe if you've gone and done something where you're collecting experience from it, make sure that you take those swords with you, those ideas, that knowledge, that expertise. Those are the rewards of whatever cycle you just completed, whatever the sun is setting on. You now have some new things to take with you in your arsenal. You now have some new skills or abilities, ideas, knowledge, thoughts that will help you in your next attempt. It actually reminds me of a Beckett quote that says, it talks about not worrying about failure. It says, ever tried, ever failed, never mind, try again, fail better. And that's actually what this card is about. I'm going to skip this one really quick, but Nine of Wands, this is the survivor card. And I always use that Beckett quote when I see this card come up, because it's about not letting any setbacks deter you. I sometimes call this my cool hand Luke card, because he keeps getting knocked down and he keeps getting back up. Nine of Wands is a survivor. You can see that he's got this warrior garb on him in the Rider-Waite. He's got a bandage on his head. You can see he's been in battle, but he doesn't give up. So in the middle of the month, if you feel like giving up, this is the low side of the card. In the reverse position, it's saying that you're having maybe a hard time or some resistance or doubts or fears about whether you can keep going, whether you can keep being the survivor. Don't give up is what this card says. you need to continue plowing on. He actually has a lot of endurance, a lot of stamina. You can become a little defensive or paranoid or wary, or like, I feel like I've always got to have my guard up when this card comes up, especially regarding matters of the heart. Both of these are in reverse. This is Knight of Cups. A Knight of Cups is someone who is a messenger of love. The cups represent emotions, represent the heart, represent a message from the heart. And you can see he's wearing the helmet and the gear of Hermes or Mercury, the winged helmet, and usually the winged shoes too. What's the messenger god? And so he's communicating information about the heart. So if you had, for example, just shared your heart with someone, shared, a vulnerable message, opened up your heart and shared, your feelings of love and emotion for someone, and it didn't go well in the reverse position, it didn't go as you planned, it wasn't received as you planned, it might cause you to feel like, oh, I've got to give up, I just can't keep doing this, I can't survive this. Try not to have that attitude, just because, maybe with a water sign person here, this could be Pisces, Scorpio, or I'm blanking right now, Scorpio or Cancer. If that was who you were communicating with and your message of love wasn't received, or you feel like you can't express a message of love, don't worry about it. They're looking off in a different direction. You, as the survivor, are looking in a completely different direction from them. So don't let that dishearten you. You actually have the World card here in the center of the month too, in the middle of the month of May. The World is one of the most positive cards. It's like when everything lines up. These 4 characters represent the 4 directions of the zodiac. It's like the whole world is here waiting for you to be free, to feel this connection, your place in the universe. This is Taurus, the bull, which represents, the physical world, your body, your health, your assets, your money. The lion represents courageousness and the emotional element, the heart. Aquarius represents fire. Leo represents fire and heart and, the energy of fire, and that Leo sun. Aquarius is the man, that's your rational thought, logical, thinking things through. And then this eagle here represents Scorpio, which is transformative. It soars above. It goes to new heights. It's transformative. It's the emotional realm. So it's when all those things line up and the world clicks into place. And that's waiting for you, Aries, right here in the middle of the month. The middle of May could be very good for you. But what it will require, there is some resistance to get through to unlock these cards. And that is your sense of survivalship, your sense of endurance, your sense of being willing to get back up even though you've been knocked down, and maybe multiple times. And then once you identify with being with that energy, let that energy free and stop resisting the idea of, if I get knocked down, I have to stay down. This world opens up. It's a wreath of laurels. It's crowning victory. It's feeling free, feeling your place in the world, feeling like all things are lining up and going your way. So that's my advice to you in the middle of the month, Aries. Don't give up. If you want to look up that Beckett quote and write it out, it's a good one to just kind of tape to your refrigerator or your mirror, or it might encourage you if you need some encouragement. Don't get discouraged is what 9 of Wands in reverse in the middle of the month says. It's like you're right before all things succeeding. And then you have a dilemma. There's something also in the middle of the month that you might feel stuck about, and it might feel like you're having a hard time making a decision about something. 2 of Swords is a card of literally trying to choose between 2 different ideas. Swords represent that mental element. It represents ideas. And when 2 of Swords shows up, it shows that you're blindfolding yourself because you don't want to make the decision. You're stuck. She can't choose between either of those swords, so she just checks out. And in the reverse position, there's a lot of resistance in making that decision. Do I want to go this way? Do I want to go that way? Do I want to go right? Do I want to go left? The way out of 2 of Swords energy, which is very stuck, is to make a decision, to just take action. And you, Aries, know all about action. So just choose one of the swords, go in a direction, take off the blindfold, and you can change your mind later. Or, you can gain experience. All these are swords energy here in this line here. So this is all knowledge, experience, thoughts, ideas. This is collecting swords. This is needing to make a decision. This is over worrying about that decision. This is Nine of Swords. This is, again, stuck energy regarding your mind. So I'm going to say for May, you may need to get your mind out of the way of your enthusiasm, motivation, your fire energy, which you naturally connect with, Aries. Don't overthink things. Nine of Swords is making mountains out of molehills. It's taking 3 thoughts and making them into 9 thoughts. It's like worry, anxiety, overthinking. Don't get wrapped up in your mind because it'll bind you up. And so what I'm going to say is take action. See if you can break through the resistance to making this choice. Just take action. Follow your intuition. This crescent moon is a symbol of intuition. It's a symbol of the subconscious mind. Look at what shows up for you in dreams. Look at what aligns with your vision and make a decision and take action on it, especially towards the middle of the month. It's going to help you access and, relieve whatever resistance, whatever fear, doubt to this freedom, this completion, and feeling your total place in the world, middle of the month. So interesting section in the middle of the month. It's almost like you have to push through by forcing yourself to make a decision and take action on something. Then towards the end of the month, Aries, the world wants to give you something. The world wants you to receive something that's going to fill your heart. This is 4 of Cups. And one of the things about 4 of Cups is that there's this figure who is kind of immobile. That's what happens when you stay in 2 of Swords energy for too long. The weeds start to grow around you, and they start to grow around your dreams too. Don't let weeds grow around your dreams. Even if there is this water person, say Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, who's not going to be part of the picture. It may be that part of your dream involved, sharing this message of love with someone, or if it was some young knight, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water person, they may not be part of it. They might be walking out into a different direction, but don't let the weeds grow around your dreams. Those are all in the same line. So this is saying, don't be just preoccupied with what is. Look at all the rest. The world is trying to actually give you more. It's trying to give you something better. It's trying to give you something that will fill your heart. Cups, again, are heart energy. It's emotion. And this is literally the universe trying to hand you something. So at the end of the month, you need to put yourself in a position to receive what it is that the world is trying to hand you. I always say with this card, look up and out of yourself. If you're just focused on what currently exists, how things have always been, how they're always going to be, it's really like Rip Van Winkle energy. You get stuck in this sleep, this groggy, where things don't change. You need to, and it follows with this, take action, make a decision, and look up and see what the richness of the world it's trying to hand you. It's going to fulfill your heart. It's trying to add more to what you already have. So be open to that. There may be some blocks, as far as money goes. Be open to receiving more money. This card, both of these cards at the end of the month say, is that the universe is trying to hand you something, Aries. You've got the universe trying to hand you this cup, which is heart, emotional energy, love, passion, things that fill your heart, things that make your heart sing. And this card, Ace of Cups, is a new beginning regarding money. It could be a new job offer. It could be a new way of making money. It could be a new lifestyle. It could be a new place to live, a new way that the world is trying to hand you something of value. I don't know if you can see it, though. That's what this card in reverse says to me. It may be in shadow. It may be beneath your awareness. You're going to need to look up, look out of yourself, get yourself in a place where you can see the riches that the world is trying to hand to you. I kind of see, you know, in a weird way, I kind of see it's like this. Like the world is raining coins, you know how they say pennies from heaven. But you need to like get yourself out of the brush, out of the weeds that are growing around your dreams to see, you know, you might have an investor that's coming down from heaven. You may have someone who wants to lend you, you know, give you a loan towards this thing that's going to enrich your heart. You may just have a job that brings new money to you, or you need to put yourself in a place for this new money, this new lifestyle, new garden, new environment to come to you. See if you can clear away the dust that's on the glass of your vision, to see and be receptive of whatever it is that's coming to you. It may be too that you've been, you know, managing some money, you've been the head of a business, or you've been at a job where you collect a certain type of money. You feel like, oh God, I'm just going to have to endure this forever. I keep getting knocked down. I keep getting back up. Do I still want to continue doing this? There may be a new chapter regarding money or regarding values that comes to you. You just got to see it. You've got to put yourself in a place to receive that money. That's literally the universe handing it to you. But you've got to either get over the doubt, fear, resistance, or the fact that it's in shadow, that it's outside of your perception right now. It's like in your peripheral vision is what I'm getting, Aries. Look around you, look up and look out. And this Ten of Wands is saying that you may have been feeling like you're carrying a lot. You may have felt overburdened. Ten of Wands can be oppression. You see someone carrying wands, it's kind of breaking their back. But in the reverse position, it's saying, you know, your load might be lightening a little bit. What can you do to lighten your load? What can you put down that's not necessary? I'm going to say with these two cards, 9 of Swords and 10 of Wands, you know, what is not necessary? What are you worrying yourself about that you don't need to be? How can you lighten your load, and how can you get out of your head? There's a great quote. I think it's attributed to Mark Twain, but I think it's actually by someone else that says, worry is like a rocking chair. It keeps you busy and gets you nowhere. That's kind of what 9 of Swords is about. Like if you can overthink things and split hairs and worry, if that's how you want to keep yourself busy. Or you can unload some of the things that you're carrying, and maybe unload some of your the things you're carrying in your mind as well, and free yourself up. Both these cards are a little bit about bondage, a little bit about feeling enslaved to everything that you're carrying, your responsibilities, your duties, feeling bound up with everything that you're thinking about. See, I'm going to tell you, Aries, see what you can let go of. At the end of the month of May especially, let go. That might be a challenge for you, but see if you can do it. It's gonna lighten things up quite a bit. So that's my reading for you for May, Aries. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that you're able to, you know, really harness your ability to endure and survive, and don't get discouraged. Keep motivated. The world is waiting for you, and it's just that feeling of, no, I can do it. You know, look up that Beckett quote if that helps you, especially in the middle of the month. But that's a good theme for you. And to let go at the end of the month and put yourself in a situation to receive. Look up and out of yourself, because the world wants to give you good things, Aries.